Hello students. Today we are going to start a new subtopic under the topic the world during the pre-modern period. In the first video we learnt how the pre-modern world got connected through Silk routes. We also learnt how food offers many examples of long distance cultural exchange during the period. Today, we are going to take up for our discussion one more example so that we can understand the growing connectivity during the 16th century with the discovery of America. To understand this, let us start the new subtopic conquest, disease, and trade given on the page number 79 of your textbook that is now on your screen. Let me read out the first three very small paragraphs to you. The pre modern world shrank greatly in the 16th century after European sailors found a sea route to Asia and also successfully crossed the Western Ocean to America. For centuries before, the Indian Ocean had known a bustling trade with goods, people, knowledge, customs, etc., crisscrossing its waters. The Indian subcontinent was central to these flows and a crucial point in their networks. The entry of the Europeans helped expand or redirect some of these flows towards Europe. Before its discovery, America had been cut off from regular contact with the rest of the world for millions of years. But from the 16th century, its vast lands and abundant crops and minerals began to transform trade and lives everywhere. Third paragraph says precious metal, particularly silver, from mines located in present day Peru and Mexico also enhanced Europe's wealth and financed its trade with Asia. Legends spread in 17th century Europe about South America's fabled wealth. Many expeditions set off in search of El Dorado, the fabled city of gold. Now, come to understand the important points in each paragraph. The first, let's have the important points in the first paragraph. See, the first paragraph says the pre modern world shrank greatly in the 16th century after a sea route to Asia and further crossing the Western Ocean to America was discovered by European sailors. See, 16th century, okay, right, and found a sea route to Asia, right? Any doubt? And the second point in this paragraph is see importance of Indian Ocean reduced after centuries of busy trades. Busy trade. See, Indian Ocean bustling trade with goods, people, knowledge. In fact, it is about silk routes. Clear? Movements of goods, people, capital, knowledge reduced and redirected some of the flows towards Europe. Any doubt? Now, see what the second paragraph says. The second paragraph says before its discovery, America had been cut off from regular contact with the rest of the world for millions of years. See, millions of years. Got it? right? This is very important to keep in mind. Now see what the third paragraph says and what is the important point in the third paragraph to be remembered. Okay, see the third paragraph. Precious metals, particularly silver, from mines of Peru and Mexico. Peru, Mexico, and Peru. Silver. Okay. Enhanced Europe's wealth and financed its trade with Asia. Okay. And that gave that wealth of South America gave it a name in Europe that was El Dorado. El Dorado was the name given to South America, isn't it? Because of its wealth by Europe. And El Dorado means, what was El Dorado? El Dorado means the fabled city of gold. Clear? Any doubt? Now, move further and see. Um, Students, it will be very interesting to know how America was conquered and colonized. For that, let me read out another paragraph. That means paragraph number 4. Okay, see. Paragraph 4 says, the Portuguese and Spanish conquest and colonization of America was decisively underway by the mid 16th century. European conquest was not just a result of superior firepower. In fact, the most powerful weapon of the Spanish conquerors was not a conventional military weapon at all. It was the germs, such as those of smallpox, that they carried on their person. Because of their long isolation, America's original inhabitants had no immunity against these diseases that came from Europe. Smallpox, in particular, proved a deadly killer. Once introduced, it spread deep into the continent, ahead even of any Europeans reaching there. It killed and decimated whole communities, paving the way for conquest. So, this paragraph says that what is important, you see, in this paragraph, it is clearly said that to colonize America, the new land, Europeans, namely Portuguese and Spanish, did not use any conventional military weapon. Rather, they used germs and diseases that they carried on their person. See, was not used conventional military weapon at all. Huh? Rather, they use germs, especially smallpox. Clear? And that smallpox proved to be deadly for Americans. Okay, see, smallpox, American. For Americans, this smallpox especially proved deadly. Why? Book further says, you see, in the same paragraph, it says, because America's original inhabitants had no immunity. Reason? Their long isolation from the rest of the world. See, from the rest of the world. Long isolation from the rest of the world. They had been completely cut off. Isn't it? And once reached America, these germs, especially smallpox, spread deep into the continent. Spread like a wildfire. Okay? And proved a deadly killer. Clear? Hey, is your mind wandering towards coronavirus? If yes, you are right in correlating the conditions. Same is the case of corona. Though it starts with fever and sneezing, and it is just a kind of influenza with very simple symptoms, okay? But it appears as a deadly disease at the moment. Why? Because people have no immunity against the virus of a simple looking influenza. So anyways, so be careful and stay at home and maintain social distance. Anyways, back to our discussion. Thus, see, these germs, especially smallpox, killed and eliminated whole communities, clearing the way for European conquest. Clear? Any doubt? Now move further. Now the question is, what were the conditions in Europe during the period? Let me tell you. The paragraph here on your screen says, see the paragraph, until 19th century. Sorry, until 19th century. Poverty and hunger were common in Europe. Cities were crowded. Deadly diseases were widespread. Widespread. Cities crowded. Cities crowded. Okay. Religious conflicts were common. Religious conflict common. Religious dissenters. Dissenters किसको कहते हैं? Dissenters are those who do not accept the existing and established beliefs and practices of religion. Rather, they think rationally. That means they raise questions on such beliefs and practices. Such people are called dissenters. So in during 19th century, religious dissenters were persecuted, punished in Europe. And these were common things in Europe that time. Because of all these, thousands therefore fled Europe for America. By the 18th century, plantation worked by slaves captured in Africa were growing cotton and sugar for European markets. And till 18th century, in America, it was African people, slaves, that had worked for European plantation owners in America and grew sugar, cotton for European markets. Now, until well into the 18th century, let's see what what about China and India. Until well into the 18th century, China and India were among the world's richest countries. Right? See, this is the last paragraph. We will stop here. See on your screen the paragraph. Until well into the 18th century, China and India were among the world's richest countries. They were also preeminent in Asian trade. Right? That means till 15th century, China and India. China and India. See, China and India. Richest countries, preeminent in Asian trade. Clear? Right? From the 15th century, China limited its foreign trade and kept itself into isolation. That means completely cut itself off from the overseas trade. And because of the growing importance of America, Europe emerged as the center of world trade. So this is what happened during the pre-modern period just before the 19th century. So students, after going through all these paragraphs, we can say that all the political and economic developments from the 16th century until 19th century, the interconnectedness among different parts of the world increased due to colonization and trade. Clear? Now, we will end this video here. In the next video, we will start the next topic, the 19th century. Period under consideration would be 1815 to 1914. Okay? In between the time, let me give you some instructions what you are supposed to do. You are going to be given some questions based on the topic or subtopics dealt in the first two videos, that means including this one. You are supposed to make notes of the important points and do the questions in any copies of previous years having left over blank pages. Thank you for listening to me patiently. Till then, goodbye.